Yes, everyone, welcome back to the Red Korner podcast with me, Ross. I hope everyone's well. Tonight is a special one. It's special because it's something that, I'm going to be part of, which I'm really excited about, to be honest. It's the first Bare Knuckle Show in Cumbria that I know of anyways. But WBKB, a new company, got the first show, which is going to happen on the 12th of August at Copeland and Whitehaven. And there's some great fights on there, some great fighters coming from all around the country. So I've got Kev and Gilly with me tonight, who are the creators, the founders of WBKB. And they're doing great things and bringing the show to Cumbria. So I'm excited for it, like I say. Thank you very much to all the new and old subscribers. Much appreciated. Jab that like button, jab the subscribe button. And a big shout out to Rick Doherty as well for the super sticker that he sent last time. I'm still buzzing about that. I appreciate it. Very humbled by it. Thank you very much. Yes. So without further ado, I'll bring on and Kev and Gillian. Here they are now. Yes, lads, how are you doing?
How's things, Ross? You okay, mate?
All good, thank you very much.
Bit of confusion getting through there, eh?
We got there in the end, mate. We got there in the end.
How me and technology, we're not the best.
It's good when it works, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate.
So do you want to tell us a bit about yourselves?
Yeah, me and Gilly's known each other for years. There's another lad called Michael Lynch. He's part of the management team of, there's three of us. And it's something, if I'm honest with you, it's something I've been wanting to do for a few years. Since my last two bare knuckle fights that I had, we kept saying we'll bring it to Whitehaven, bring it local. I just think the town needs something, it needs something like this. It's a sport it's growing fast. I jumped in there. I jumped in with both feet. And the two fights that I did, I think the first one I learned a big lesson with. I fought a lad called Goran Reljic. I took that with 3 days' notice. I was a bit naive. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the story from the start. I asked Gilly to sort me a fight. I said, "Listen, I fancy this bare knuckle business. I've done MMA for years. I fancy the bare knuckle." So I said, "Gilly, try and sort me a fight out." So,
yeah, basically, next thing, BKB had advertised and they're looking for a guy at 93 kilos, fight Saturday, good purse. So I ring Kev and I'm like, "Kev, there's a fight here for you if you fancy it." And he was like, 3 days notice. I'm like, "Yeah, 3 days notice." He was like, "Right, give us an hour." Basically, went in the gym, went on the bag, done some bag work, come out of the gym an hour later. He was like, "Right, I'll take the fight." Didn't even ask me who it was at the time. It turns out, like I say, it was Goran Reljic, who was an ex-UFC fighter.
Cheers, mate.
The fight was at the...
He didn't tell me any of this, Ross. These are the bits he's telling you. He missed out to me.
So the fight was at the Echo Arena in Liverpool. Fantastic event. And like you say, obviously, our friendship just kind of... We were already friends, but it just kind of went on to the next level from there. And I think that was the night that both of us probably fell in love with bare knuckle boxing, to be totally honest with you. Albeit it was easy for me outside the ring than it was for Kevin inside the ring. But
I can vouch for that. Yeah. A week in hospital didn't do us any favours afterwards. I broke my face in 4 places that fight, Ross.
Jeez.
Well, I tell you, he didn't tell me he was made out of granite stone either. When you hit someone, they look at you as if you've done something, I felt like a baby in the ring. He looked at me. Well, I got a few smacks back. I thought, "Oh shit, I'm up against it here." The fight went ahead. It was good. Believe it or not, I did enjoy it. It was one of them. They got stopped. My face was broken in 4 places, like I said.
Yeah.
I thought afterwards I was going to retire after that, Ross. If I'm totally honest with you, I thought, right, I've tried it. I've scratched that itch, but I didn't.
He was definitely retired, Ross. That was it. Obviously that was the end of Kev's fighting career. 2 weeks later, phone rings. "Hey, Kev, how's things?" He goes, "I've been thinking." He says, "I can't retire on that fight." He says, "I need to fight bare knuckle again." And I'm thinking, wow, after what happened in that first fight, the injuries he sustained. But obviously, again, like I say, so he got himself a second fight and he fought against Mason Shaw for the BKB British Cruiserweight title in the O2 Arena at London.
I think I just had to prove I could do it. That's what it was, Ross, at the time. I took the first one stupidly, naive. I thought it was going to be a street fight. It's nothing like that. And again, which is why I fell in love with the sport. Trained for it properly, fought Sean Mason, and obviously got a British Championship belt out in the O2 Arena.
Yeah, Mason Shaw's no fool, is he? He's a great fighter. He's been
He
around
wasn't.
for a long time.
Yeah, he is. He's like I say, he's a talented fighter and a good guy as well.
Yeah, he's fought some of the best. He's fought some of the best in there, and he's still on the rise as well, isn't he? Now
He
he's
is.
coming
Yeah,
back. Coming back again.
He's on the BKFC now, isn't he? He's moved
That's
over.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he's good luck to the lad as well. You know, but that was kind of from there. That's kind of when I said, you know, let's have a think about this. And things went on. The fighting had stopped, family issues and whatnot. So I said that was at the time. I said I'd love to do. Once 2 years went past, and I said, right, Gilly, this is it. Let's just do it. So this year we've put our heads together. And we've just jumped in the deep end, Ross. So this is where we're at. We've organised an event with the Copeland Stadium, Whitehaven. We've got 10 fights there.
Yeah.
And 10 very experienced fighters, all matched up perfectly. I'd like to say we can go through that in a second.
Yeah, brilliant.
We've got some good sponsors, some good guests. We've got yourself. Everything's going to plan so far, mate. We're enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's always those issues, though, the odd issues of, fighters agreeing and then they end up having to drop out for some reason. So the card that I've got, or the pictures that I've got, some of the fighters have changed, but we can go through that as we go along.
Yeah, of course.
Did you say that you won the British Championship against Mason Shaw there?
I did, mate. Yeah, I got the British Championship. Yeah, I got the belt.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll tell you what. I'll boast about it while it's there. We were the first people in history to wear the open knuckle wraps on the BKB.
Right.
So 2 of us had to agree to it that day. So we were the first people on the BKB history to wear the open knuckles. So little claim to fame there, Ross.
Ah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, basically all the fighters on that card, Ross, they were all told that they could wear sort of open knuckle wraps. It would be the first time, but it relied on both fighters to agree to do that.
Right.
And Kevin and Mason Shaw was the only fight that got taken place under those wrap conditions, because obviously one or both of the fighters in all the rest of the bouts that night must have objected to using those particular wraps. So a bit of history that he made that evening down in the hotel in London.
It's common practice now, isn't it? Every fighter has the open wraps now.
It's widespread now, isn't it?
Ross, the funny thing is with boxing, you go out obviously predominantly it's with boxing gloves on, but after the bare knuckle fight, it looks like you've got boxing gloves on. That's where your hands swell. It's mental, mate. Yeah. That's how it is.
I was speaking to Aaron Blakey yesterday as well, and he was saying, the BKFC are holding these tryouts and things. He was saying, look, there's nothing can prepare you for a bare knuckle fight. You said yourself there, you thought you were just going into a bit of a street fight. But there's nothing can kind of prepare yourself to go for a bare knuckle boxing fight.
Mate, it's right, you can't. And all the sparring in the world can't, because you spar with gloves on. You couldn't spar bare knuckle because you've got to bust each other up in your training.
Yeah.
So, you can lighten your gloves, 4 ounce mitts maybe, but ultimately, once you're in there with a bare knuckle, getting punched with bare knuckles in the face, you can hear every punch and every crack.
Yeah.
Which is why you've got it does turn you into the boxer, because you've got to move your head. First fight, I didn't realise that, but I had time to think about it on the second one.
But this is why it needs to come to Cumbria. This is why you're bringing it to Cumbria, because it is a fantastic sport that's growing at a rapid rate, and it's going to be an amazing show. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's get into this, shall we? We'll have a look who we've got. That's your brand there. You can follow WBKB on Instagram. I'll put the description. I'll put it in the description box after this. Go over there and give them a follow as well. And get all the new announcements and when the shows are going to be and everything like that. So over to you, lads. It's Robbie Patterson. Well, unfortunately, Robbie's had to drop out against Phil Flavel, a local Cumbrian lad. What can you tell us about this?
Phil basically is a real high energy fighter. He's a fit lad who comes forward in his fights. He's aggressive. He looks to put it on his opponent. So I think Phil's one of those guys who's probably fantastically suited to bare knuckle boxing. I think, if those two guys probably fought with gloves on, for example, I know I'll probably have my money on. But I think, Phil's a prime example to me of somebody who really has the potential to do well in bare knuckle boxing, because, again, I think it just suits his style of fighting really well, Ross.
Yeah. He's got the dog in him, Ross. That's what he's got. He's got the dog in him. He's a scrapper. He's a fighting lad.
Yeah, you need the dog in
and I expect he'll have a good home crowd behind him as well. He'll probably have a decent following there to cheer him on. And, you know, I think that does have a big impact on people when you get that big crowd behind you. It just spurs people on, doesn't need to do bigger and better things.
Copeland Stadium is going to be bouncing. I know for a fact it's going to be absolutely bouncing, isn't it? It's going to be brilliant.
Honestly, mate, we're excited about it. We really are. Can't wait. We're just that little bit extra, like with the lights, the disco, the music, the tent, the atmosphere will be electric that night. This is what we want back to Whitehaven. You know, something for everybody.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
Sport that's growing.
Up next, we've got Andy Nunn versus Jordan Weeter.
Again,
right?
two experienced guys there, Ross. Like I said, they've been around the block on the boxing circuit. Andy, this will be his 6th bare knuckle contest, and Jordan's already boxed bare knuckle as well. Andy made a bit of history because he was actually the first guy to take part in the bare knuckle boxing bout in Scotland when he defeated a guy called Lewis Beat. He was also featured on our card. So we're looking forward to these. Like I say, it's 2 experienced guys leaving it all on the line. And yeah, it should be an explosive contest between the two.
Andy second to none, that's what they call him. Andy second to none. There's a bit of back and forth between them, Ross, as well. They're both giving each other shit on the internet, so
that's what we like to see.
It's promising to be a good fight.
They can be friends afterwards.
Yeah,
that's it. After that, we have Dan Parks and Lewis Beattie.
Yeah, so Lewis is an experienced fighter. He's been around the boxing scene. He's fought bare knuckle. He fights out of Stockport. Like you say, he's a real tough kid. Opposite him, Dan Parks. So Dan is a guy. He's just the ultimate competitor. You know, recently he run 100 miles. Before he sort of taken up his BKB, he had a really good professional MMA career. He's one of these lads, Ross, he just thrives on a challenge.
Yeah.
So what we've basically give him now is like a new goal and a new challenge. And I think, Joe, something, it's going to be really good, you know, it's really good about that, because I would like to say who'll come out on top, because there's a lot of unknowns with how Dan's going to do as a bare knuckle boxer.
Yeah.
But he's really putting everything in.
That's what makes it exciting, though, as well. You know, 50-50 fights, and you know the crowd's going to be there, and it's going to be amazing.
And that's what we've been looking for, Ross, is those 50-50 edge of your seat fights where one punch can just change the whole dynamic of the fight. You know, that's what we've been looking for when we've done the matchup and things like that. You know, and like I say, I think it's just exciting. Such as Dan Park, it's fresh blood onto the bare knuckle boxing scene. And what we're looking at is we're giving guys like him a platform to get involved in the sport and a shop window as well. And, you know, I think it's fantastic that we can do that for people across the county of Cumbria and beyond.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's perfect, what you said there, you know, to give them that platform. You know, people that may never get the chance to kind of do this and to bring it to Cumbria. And, you know, if anyone gets to progress onto a different platform again after that, then, you know, it's great for yourselves as where they started and things.
Of course it is. Just to top up on what Gilly said there, the matching up that we have done, so some of them are boxers, you know, we've got MMA lads, and the lads that haven't fought bare knuckle before, we are trying to match with the MMA records, so everyone is evenly matched. It's not something we're just throwing in there saying, right, there's someone that hasn't had a fight before, we'll stick him with him that's had 10 BKB fights. We've ultimately went off records, so MMA records, boxing records, BKB records. Yeah. So this is the excitement.
Yeah. You know, you're getting a lot of positive comments as well in the comments. You know, 2 well presented lads here, and looking forward to a new bare knuckle company. Both lads seem like they're invested in the sport. Best of luck, which is nice to hear as well, isn't it? You know, people are behind you already, and the show hasn't even happened yet.
Absolutely, yeah. No, like I said, and thank you to those guys for the real kind words of encouragement. It's greatly appreciated by us. It really is.
Yeah, big up everyone in the comments. Much respect. Thank you very much. After that, we've got the Battle of the Wills.
Battle of the Wills.
Will Brand versus Will Cairns.
Yeah, like I say, I think I tend to be funny about once a month, Ross, and this was my once a month little funny. So I'm going to take credit for coming up with the battle of wills pun that we've used to highlight this fight. But again, you know, this is another really fantastic fight. So you've got Will Brand, very experienced glove boxer, fighting out of Carlisle. Will's also done bare knuckle. Will Brand is a real warrior, and obviously, like you say, he's a live dog in every fight that he gets in his wheel. He really is an excellent boxer, an excellent fighter. And then opposite him, we've got Will Cairns. You know, I mean, we're talking a guy who's had probably about 1,000 bouts. There's nothing that Will hasn't done. You know, he's been the WBKB middleweight champion when he stopped Chris Wheeldon. He's fought for BKFC, he's fought for BKB. I think at the moment he's looking towards getting his professional boxer's license. You know, that's a real high quality bout between two fantastic guys who are really sort of well, you know, schooled in the art of boxing. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. I did actually remind Will Cairns that the last time Carlisle faced Stockport, that obviously didn't end too well for Stockport, unfortunately. So the question is, will Brand get a promotion, or will Cairns make him pay the penalty this time around? You know, so yeah, like I said, I love those little angles. But yeah, it's a fight I'm definitely looking forward to. I think, like you said, it could actually be that you know, you're looking to think which is the fight of the night. I think that could be one of those to watch for the neutrals there. That could be the fight of the night right there, the two Wills.
Both lads are promising the knockout, aren't they?
Yeah.
Will Cairns would fight every week, I think. And I think he pretty much does fight every week, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, absolutely. He's like I say, you're talking two real warriors right there. And, you know, they're just two guys who just deserve the you know, respect from everybody. And they're going to come along on the night and they're going to put on a fantastic show.
Yeah, definitely. After that, there is Tom Gallagher versus Marty the Cutter Smith.
Right. Okay. I don't know where to... Basically, Martin Smith, what a guy.
That's what I was laughing. I wasn't being disrespectful there. He's full of energy. The videos we've had of him, punching his punching bag, flying it. Honestly, the man is just full of beans. I don't know where he gets his energy from, Ross. I'll have to put a couple of the videos on our site so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. He's boiling his kettle and he's got this video saying, by the time I pour this, make the tea, I've been in, knocked him out, got back, had me tea. he's just doing all these threats. He's winding Tom up, but it's brilliant to watch.
Yeah, like you say, he really is a unique character. Like you say, the Cutter, Cumbria's best butcher. You know, he does butchering tutorials on his Facebook where I'll show you how to cut meat up and things like that. But do you know something? He really is he's as tough as they come.
He's game. He's very game. That's what he is.
Lives and breathes the fighting game at the moment. You know, he trains numerous times a day. You know, he's in real fantastic condition. But like I say, at the same time, he's in with Tom Gallagher. Tom's had 3 bare knuckle bouts. He's not coming to Newcastle just to make up the numbers. He's coming to Newcastle to pick up the victory. And like I say, I think again, it's the guy who could do with a win to boost his record against that fresh blood who really wants to make his name in bare knuckle boxing. Because again, Martin has done glove boxing, and he said, "No," he says, "Do you know what? I'm sick of the gloves. Let's get the gloves off and let's fight like proper men." In his own words. So so he's looking forward to making his mark. And again, it's going to be another exciting fight for everybody who comes along on the evening.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if he's doing the old Rocky with the cows and the dead cow carcasses in the fridge and stuff. Then,
well, that wouldn't surprise me after tonight if that's his next video, Ross. That's probably what he'll do.
Assuming he's watched these, you've probably given him an idea if he hasn't already got it.
After that, we've got Lee Clark and Kofi Smith.
Lee Clark and Kofi. So, as it is, Lee Clark's another lad from Newcastle. He hasn't fought on the bare knuckle scene before, but he's had a few MMA fights. Kofi Marshall is a very experienced lad in all sports. You know, he's boxed. He's had a BKB. He's done his MMA. He's got his MMA. He's had a few fights MMA as well. Sorry, and he's all round. So this one we've matched on the MMA background, really. So
Yeah.
we put it to Patterson, and they're both very game lads. So another light heavyweight fight where, it only takes one punch, Ross, as you know. It's the two heavy lads. Yeah. They're both going into bang, and I think it's going to be a case of over the head shots as well. So I think it's going to be another one to.
I don't think that's one that will go the distance, Ross. I think that's. If people are going to look for a fight where there's going to be a knockout,
that's going to be the
fight. That's the fight to watch for somebody getting knocked out on the night.
They're both coming to take heads.
They're both coming to take heads.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Talented lads. I'm not knocking the talent, by the way. They are talented lads, but the lads aren't boxers. They're not natural boxers. And the fights you have watched, they're throwing bombs. So someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to sleep on that one.
Yeah. There's a good question there of Dangerous down in the comments. What's the rule set, lads? So is it going to be BKFC kind of rules, or is it going to be BKB kind of? They're going to be allowed to clinch?
We're going to go with the BKB rules, if I'm honest, Ross. So we were going to put the clinch in there. We were going with the 20-second count because what we don't want to do, we'd have been the lads' these first BKB fights. Sometimes the 10 count can be too fast, where the 20 count makes the odds. That makes a difference. It certainly did for me. It gave me a little bit of recovery time. They give me a check and say, right, get the fuck up off the floor and give yourself a check, So that's the reason that we did. That's the reason that we're doing that count. Just to give the lads a bit of brave space, just with it being a couple of them's first times.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a good question from Darren there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Yeah, thank you, Darren.
After that fight, then we've got
yes,
Ant Harrison versus Bartek, the Polish power cannabis.
Yeah, so like I say, Ant's fight out of Bradford, experienced guy on the glove boxing scene. Believe he's fought in the hay bales for Spartan and picked up some victories there as well. So he's coming, like I said, very talented boxer, moves well. I would say the issue for Ant is how does he avoid a sledgehammer for the duration of the fight, because basically the nickname the Polish plough was given to him because Bartek possesses a really heavy-handed sort of, when he hits people, they know they've been tagged, Ross. So I think it's a bit of a boxer versus banger type of bout, to be honest with you. So, like I say, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Whether Ant can make the boxing count, or whether Bartek, like I say, if Bartek does tag him, I think it could be an early night for Ant, unfortunately. But like I say, I think they've both got ways to win the bout, and it will be whoever can implement their skill set the best on the evening, basically.
Yeah, and Bartek resides in Cumbria as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, Bartek's a local guy. He trains out of Just Grind MMA in Workington, lives in Maryport. Like I say, really, really popular lad locally. Nice kid, and really is tough as nails. So I'm sure he'll have a good support there on hand to be cheering him on from by the side of the ring. See if it spurs him on or not.
I've just started training back this last couple of weeks, Ross, and I've been training through at that gym, and I've been doing a little bit of sparring with Bartek, so I can vouch for that. He's got heavy hands on him. He's there. He's ready. He's excited for this fight. He couldn't be any more thankful, the kid, for giving him the opportunity to fight on the show.
Yeah,
he's bouncing. He's ready. Yeah, that'll be a good one.
I think, like you say, if he gets through this bout, Ross, I think he's probably somebody to watch
for future.
I think he's really well suited to the bare knuckle boxing style, and one thing or another, when he lands that punch, he's very well suited to the sport and the rule set.
And hopefully he'll bring some Polish fans, because if it's going to be anything like the BKFC, the Polish fans, they come with numbers and they make some noise. They're brilliant, the Polish fans.
Yeah, absolutely. They really are. They're fantastic. Like I say, I've seen him fight on shows in the past where he's brought a good following from the local Polish community, and like you said, they do. They add to the experience. They certainly do.
Brilliant. I just want to give a quick shout out to Rick Doherty again there, mate. Thank you very much. He's done it. Give us a super sticker, £10 towards my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It goes a long way. It really does go a long way to help, and I appreciate it, mate. Thank you again. Bartek's got some power there from SJP Dave. You must know, and Dangerous Darren in the comment again. Respect, Rick lad. Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a great fight to watch. Sound like they're all going to be great fights to watch so far. I'm looking forward to it so much. Now there is a bit of a change in this one as well. You're actually going to make an announcement tonight, which thank you very much for doing.
If that's all right, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Russell Burns versus.
We've now got the name there. So he's fighting a guy called Corey Harrison. He's from Burnley. The guy's had 9 BKB fights, 5 wins, 4 losses. A very experienced lad for Russell. But again, Russell's been training hard for this. He said, I don't want to throw in the easy, he doesn't want an easy fight. So he's took this one. He's happy with it. Russell's background, so he's an MMA fighter. He's had 9 fights, 6 wins, 3 losses. He's got a white collar record, boxing of 2 wins, 0 losses. But he's MMA a while ago. So he's just starting back. It's something that he's saying that he wants to choose. He's wanting to scratch that itch. It's the sport that's taken off. He wants to do it. So the guy's training hard. He's a white term lad, like I say, and he's another heavy hitter. He goes in throwing bombs. So there will be I do think there'll be a knockout there as well.
Yeah, like you're saying there, he's done MMA for a while. He's had a couple of better white collar boxing fights, and kind of thinking, right, well, I'm kind of sick now. But the Bare Knuckle comes along, and people are interested again and intrigued by it, aren't they? They're thinking, I'm going to give that a go, and it's great to see lads like Russell there. Yeah, it's great to see lads like Russell there thinking, right, well, you're not going to pick the gloves back up, but you're going to put your wraps on and give it a go. And when they think it's all over for them, they've got another chance now to kind of grow in a different sport. It's brilliant. I love it.
I think it's rejuvenated 1 or 2 people, if I'm honest with you, Ross. I think, like you say, like Russell, it's given him a new focus, and now all of a sudden he's out there, he's training 2 or 3 times a day. He's really putting in the hard yards, and I think, like you say, if it wasn't for the bare knuckle boxing, he wouldn't have that focus in his life. And I think it has. I think it's given people a purpose, and it's really rejuvenating some of the local guys to take up a fresh challenge.
Yeah, definitely. And Corey Harrison as well. I think he's fought BKB, BKFC.
BKFC as well, yeah.
Yeah, tough lad. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Is this the main event?
It's one of the title fights. This is for a light heavyweight title fight. Yeah. This will be the first one of the. Oh, sorry. There'll be the second one of the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically the penultimate bout of the night, Ross. We've got one bout that's going to take place after Russell and Corey Harrison. But yeah, so it's up there on the fight card, and it is a title fight. And like you say, it'll be interesting to see who walks away with the gold on the night.
Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant. Along with that, though, with that fight card, if you're not excited enough about that, we've got some very special guests as well coming to the show.
Oh, yeah.
To give some of the lads a shout.
Yeah, we've got David Fieldman. I will say that he's not coming to the show, but we've had a lot of these, he started following us on our page. So I think that on its own is a very big achievement, Ross, the president of the BKFC. So the Dana White, he's the Dana White of that's the BKB world.
He's keeping his eye on the on the competition. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we've got Andrew Bakewell's coming along with yourself, Ross. He's another. It's just opportunities. These are guys that they could help our show as well. That we could work with each other. Help each other out in the future. Yeah. So that's a good thing about these people coming. Definitely. Got Danny Christie coming. Danny Christie's making an appearance.
And I think on that one, obviously, these are all huge things. Like I say, Andrew Bakewell's the president of the BKFC UK, and then obviously we've got Danny Christie coming as a guest. And I mean, Danny's star has risen so far in the last 2 years. Everybody, I think, in Cumbria is absolutely chuffed for him, really proud of what Danny's achieved as a fighter. He's obviously now a British champion in BKFC, and he's looking up to even bigger and better things possibly in the near future. So to have him come along and be our guest on the night, being there ringside, is absolutely fantastic. And we want to place our thanks to Andrew and to Danny for coming along and being with us on the evening. That's absolutely massive for us as a show. I think it's great to say that the big shows can just give us, a little bit of recognition. And like
Support,
Kevin says, we look forward to working alongside them and just help them spread the sport of bare knuckle boxing, because
100%.
the more shows that can be giving guys opportunities and the more that can be spreading it, because we want to say to people, it's not a sport that's on the cobbles or any of that. It's in the ring. It's a legitimate sport, and that's what we're here to promote.
Yeah.
Is
it is the respect,
sport.
And I always say
the respect. Absolutely.
Yeah. I always say the respect between the fighters in the BKFC and the shows and things like that is unbelievable. There's no bitchiness or back and forth, and there is before the fight, but after the fight,
which is
it's part and parcel of it. But after the fight, the two men will sit and shake hands, and it's brilliant. And like you say, getting Andrew Bakewell and Danny Christie coming to the shows. I spoke to Danny today. He's excited to come and he's looking forward to it. And the same as Bakewell, when I invited him, he was like, yes, straight away, I'll be up there. Both lads are looking forward to it, and to get the support and get some people like that coming to the show. Jerry Cavan asked the question before. I didn't put that question up, Jerry, but there's your question answered. So Danny will be there, and and for good cause as well, because this is going to be a great night for everyone.
And obviously, we've also got Lou from the Fuse coming. So I believe that probably gives us Britain's 2 best bare knuckle boxing podcasts in the same place on the same night. Does he?
Yeah, I think so. I think Lou's number 2. I think just.
They say flattery gets you nowhere.
Yeah, Lou's going to be coming as well. Big shout out to Lou Fuse. Go over his channel and subscribe if you haven't already. His bare knuckle podcast is brilliant. Almost as good as in the Red Korner.
Obviously, almost.
You've got a special referee as well, haven't you?
Yes, we have. I'll let you explain who our referee is.
Right, yeah. So essentially, our show is grounded on top of combat sports and combat sport experience. So we have got a guy called Deathstroke refereeing. Dave's level of respect through the whole sort of white collar fighting community is absolutely immense. Everybody sort of northern based who knows anything about boxing is well aware of Dave and Dave's background. He was, like I say, he had a really good amateur boxing career. He's had a fantastic white collar boxing career. He, in the past, has stepped in the ring with guys like Jimmy McCrory. There's actually, if you go on YouTube, Ross, there's a fantastic fight between him and Danny Christie as well on there. And Dave also stepped over into MMA, and he fought a guy called Brendan Luffnan, who was probably the best best featherweight fighter outside of the UFC. Last year, Brendan won $1 million when he won the PFL tournament. Dave stepped in and fought Brendan Luffnan. So Dave's going to be our referee on the night, because basically he's got a second to none knowledge of boxing, and he takes no shit off anybody. He really is kind of, he's a referee and a bit of a enforcer all rolled in one. And like I say, we're looking forward to Dave doing a fantastic job with the refereeing on the night. We couldn't think of anybody better suited to refereeing it than Dave. And again, he's a guy who's had so many fights, and he understands fighters and he understands fighting, and that's what we're looking for is those guys, because the safety of our fighters is absolutely paramount, and we know for a fact that when Dave's in the middle of that ring, he's going to keep our fighters safe on the night.
Yeah, definitely brilliant. Like you say, well respected around the fighting game and community. He'll do a fantastic job. That's all the special guests, isn't it?
That's it.
It is.
Yeah, not saving the best till last, because that's not the case at all. I'll be there as well, obviously. I'm going to be doing the emceeing and the ring announcing for you, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to, and I appreciate you guys asking me to do that. Thank you very much. Yeah, look, it's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun and a great night of action. But, I mean, getting you off the ground as well to help you, the sponsor support that you've had from the local community as well has been unbelievable. Do you want to give some of your sponsors a shout?
Yeah, so obviously starting from Bounty Competitions, everyone's just been dead helpful. It all helps towards the fighters' wages, things that's going on in the event. So we've got Bounty Competitions, Paint and Scaffolding Brothers, we've got Ilbeck Motors, Insta Blinds, We've got John Hoggett Construction, Robinson's Builders. We've got Malibu Sunset, Kerry Park Dental, The Little Vape Cave, Energy Wise Plumbing and Heating, Extreme Fitness, and Maxwell Flooring. And we'd like to give a big thank you to every one of them for the help that they've given us.
Yeah, brilliant. Like you say, the support that you've got there from all the local community wanting to get involved and be about it, and credit to you guys as well. You've done a fantastic job getting this show to where it is so far. And, like I say, the night is going to be brilliant. Tickets are available from Skiddle. Is that right?
Well, we've had a bit of hassle with them. We've moved on to, we're giving them out by hand as well now, Ross, because some people are having a bit of a fight with Skiddle. So the ones that's got them off Skiddle, that's fine, but we're also selling them by hand as well. So if anyone wants tickets, just get in touch with me or Gilly and we'll go from there and sort you out.
If people go on our Instagram, Ross, there's a contact number on the Instagram bio. So obviously people can just get in touch with us through the telephone number that's on the Instagram bio. Like I say, and we're happy to arrange tickets for delivery, collection. We can post them out if needs be. Whatever folk want, we're okay. We can sort it. We can meet your ticket requirements.
Brilliant. I was just about to say that there's a phone number on your Instagram as well. So WBKB on Instagram. Go and give them a follow. If you want tickets, go and give them a phone call. The phone number's there, and it's going to be an absolutely class night and a night to remember for Cumbria and its first Bare Knuckle Show. And again, lads, well done to yourselves. I'm proud to be part of it.
Well, I think, like I say, thank you very much to you, Ross, for being a part of it. And it is, like you say, we've got the fights that we've already talked about, and then we've got Marty Barnes versus Darren the Honey Monster Moffat, which is going to be for the heavyweight title. That's an absolute banger of a fight. Yeah, Marty Barnes is looking to really progress and probably catch the eye of the BKFC guys. Same with Darren Moffat. Darren's coming to pick up the win. And then obviously we've got what's going to be our main event, which is Kieran Thomas versus Ollie Two Sharp Lawrence. What we've got there is two gloved ex-professionals. Thomas has kind of been thrown in at the deep end a bit. He's had a couple of BKB fights. His last BKB fight was against Jimmy Sweeney, and I don't think he comes much more in at the deep end than fighting against Jimmy Sweeney.
Not last minute.
Whereas Ollie's coming all the way from London, and Ollie really is promising big things. He's looked at the sport of BKB and thought, I can go right to the very top. And I think it's a really exciting fight to watch, because one's trying to establish himself as a BKB fighter and saying, with a proper fight camp, I can go to the top. And obviously Ollie Lawrence is saying, I'm the new kid on the block, but I can really go the full distance in this sport. So,
sorry, I'm just saying if I've got no, that was it. I can't have had that, sorry. So exciting fights.
Oh, like I say, just a huge night of fights. I think, like I say, it's just massive for Cumbria. We've got to be making history. It's the first ever bare knuckle boxing show in Cumbria. So, like I say, it's history for the fighters. It's history for those who are lucky enough to be in attendance. And it's like I say, we're all just really excited to get the night underway and make our mark and keep promoting the sport of bare knuckle boxing, Ross.
Yeah, and it's not too far away. It's not too far away at all. Is it 12th of August, Copeland Stadium in Whitehaven, Cumbria? It's going to be an amazing night. Like you say, history being made, and it's going to be brilliant.
It is, like you say, yeah. Looking forward to it inside a big marquee. So if anybody's thinking Copeland Stadium, basically we've got a huge marquee that'll cover all the bases. So whatever the weather, we've got it covered. So all people have to do is just come along and just enjoy a night of the fastest growing combat sport that there is out there, a night of bare knuckle boxing.
We've got Andy's Man Club coming as well.
Yeah, thank you, Kev. Can I just obviously mention as well, Ross, the shirt I'm wearing, Andy's Man Club. It's something that all of us at WBKB have really thought about and advocated. I think it's fair to say all men at some point, we all go through our mental health struggles. We all have our battles. And, sometimes we need a focus in life. That focus can be boxing, it can be the gym, it can be whatever. And we would like to think that what we're going to do through this show is just work with Andy's Man's Club and just get out there more so than ever the message that it's okay to talk And, you know, there's always somebody there for you. You know, we're all in this fight together. And like I say, with us working in partnership on the night with Andy's Man's Club, we're just looking forward to helping promote men's mental health awareness and getting that message out there that there's always somebody to talk to. And the work that the Andy's Man's Club have done locally, it's been led by a guy called Stephen Brown. They've got one in Workington and one in Maryport. And I know there's loads of clubs all around the country that are open. I think it's every Monday at 7 o'clock. And the work that these guys are doing, these volunteers are doing, is absolutely phenomenal. And we just want to send the strongest message out there that it's something we fully support, and we're going to be getting behind them all the way and helping raise awareness on the night.
Yes, brilliant. I love that. Andy's Man Club, hashtag Andy's Man's Club. You know, great cause. And you're absolutely right. You know, as men, we don't talk to enough, especially to each other as well. You know, There's no shame in it. You know, we should be allowed to talk, and, you know, big respect to Andy's Man Club, and definitely a worthwhile cause. Thank you for bringing that up there. Appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do to help on that end as well, brilliant. I'd love to get involved in something like that.
Thank you, Ross.
No worries at all. Well, listen, lads, I think we've covered everything. He's waiting for the big night on it, like I said, not too far away. And I appreciate you both coming on, and thanks very much for your time.
Thanks everyone for listening. Listen, we appreciate your time. Thanks for giving us the time as well, Ross.
Yeah, thank you for the invite, Ross. And like I say, thanks for all the kind comments. Buy your tickets now. WBKB, Saturday, 12th of August, Copeland Stadium, 6 p.m. start. Be great to see you all there.
There you go, Gilly said it himself. Brilliant. You're a natural, Gilly. You're a natural. You're done all right as well, Kev.
Thanks for radio.
No, brilliant, lads. Thank you very much again. And
I'll
speak to you both very soon. I'll speak to you very soon.
Man.
Take it easy. Gilly and Tomo there, two cracking lads and doing a great thing for Cumbria as well. And, you know, hashtag Andy's Man Club as well. Brilliant. Appreciate everyone in the comments. Thank you very much for commenting. Dangerous Darren always in there. Jerry Kavanagh, SJP Dave. What else we got in there? Tony Tone. A lot of you's brilliant. Larry in there as well. And of course, a big shout out to Rick Doherty again. My man, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. You know, I can't even get my words out. Thank you, mate. Thank you. So like I say, I'll put the WBKB Instagram in the description box. Go over, give them a follow, or have a search for them on Instagram. They're easy enough to find. That is their logo motif. So it's going to be a great night, and I hope you can all come along. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of special guests there, and some great fights. A night full of action. Appreciate everyone coming on. I'll be back on tomorrow. With Corey Healy. How could I forget Corey Healy from the BKB, who's fighting against Luke Smudger Smith at the O2 in London. It's going to be a great fight, that one as well. Watch out for that. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'll also be on tomorrow night with Lou Fuse as well, doing our collaboration show, and we'll have a guest, Andy Bakewell, who's going to be on talking about the contender. Well, not the contender. What's it called? I can't remember. The tryouts, about the BKFC tryouts that are happening down in Birkenhead. If you're interested in getting into bare knuckle boxing, BKFC are holding tryouts in Birkenhead on the 6th of August at the Hard Hitters Gym. You can register at bkfc.co.uk or bkfc.com/tryouts. So get yourself over if you think you're tough enough and you think you've got what it takes and you've got that dog inside. Again, thanks to everyone in the comments. Jab that like button, jab that subscribe button, and I'll see you all soon.